Okay, Lauren, hello. Thank you
Hello.
so much for joining us.
Okay, I'm excited to be here.
Oh, thank you. But yes, we were saying off camera, and we'll say now again. So you jumped on our first event, our first seed event for the year this year, which was last Thursday. And yeah, we just loved having you on. You were absolutely amazing. And like we were just saying, obviously goal setting is so important, especially this time of the year. It's a new year, fresh start, and it's very easy to lose the momentum. So it was just amazing to have you on. And yeah, I've told you this now a few times, but one of my friends in the UK, she's in lockdown. She really lost momentum last week. She's having a bit of a down week as well, and she did the seed last Thursday, and it was her first ever one. And she messaged me afterwards. She was so excited, and she just said that was exactly what I needed. She loves you now. She's following you on Instagram. She's loving it, and she's wrote down all of her goals. She went to her dad's house straight away, got him to write his goals down, so he's got momentum, and it was huge for her. So the biggest thank you to you. Thank you so much for doing that, because it's amazing.
Yeah, and yeah, just thank you for creating the space to do that. Because like we were saying last week on the event, like goal setting is so much more than just setting goals. It's actually really pivotal to helping you get clarity and feeling like you've got direction and you've got purpose. And obviously with the last 18 months, I think the world has had and navigated mental health is more important now than ever. So I love that you've been able to create a space for women to come together and have these conversations and get that support, because I think we need it more than ever.
So do. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for everything you do. Like we were saying earlier, your content is just amazing. So we are big fans of you, Lauren.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, for anyone who doesn't know who you are and what you do, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm a life and mindset coach. I am a best-selling author as of last year, which is very exciting. My background's in psychology, so I've always been really passionate around helping people. I actually used to work in child protection. I just found that work really heavy. And I just saw a lot of women at the other end of the spectrum who were involved in the system, whether it was healthcare or welfare, who needed a lot more education and support at the other end with like self-worth and health and relationships and emotion regulation and confidence. And I just wanted to be part of the solution. I wanted to be part of that community, those conversations, that education at the other end of the spectrum, empowering women with health, wealth, and abundance. So I pivoted, and it's been 5 years now. I've actually been helping women get healthier and happier and getting clear on their goals and creating a life that they love through a holistic health program. Podcast now, we kind of empower women within wealth and business. And yeah, I've written a book.
I need this. I swear it's different when boys try and tell you things about like wealth and finance. I'm like, but when a woman explains it to me, I'm like, I get it now. It's so.
And that's how we created the podcast. I feel like so many women are putting their future or their finances in their husband's hands, or they're just saying it's too hard, it's too complicated. But it's not. It's just that a lot of men or a lot of professionals in that field use jargon, which makes us women feel intimidated to embark on understanding our wealth or our money or our finances or whatever you refer to it. So yeah, we wanted to create a space for a podcast so you get guest speakers come on and talk about business, get rid of the highlight reels, and just show women what it really looks like to be in the thick of it, whether you've got a side hustle in your traditional business, your network marketing, and just have that authentic space for women to come together and really support each other.
Yeah, there's such a rise happening with women at the moment. Like we're stepping up. We're stepping into who we are, and I'm here for it. I'm so here.
I'm here for it.
Now, Lauren, of course, you're known as, goal setting and all of the above, which is incredible. Now, do you think that goal setting or goals in general creates more happiness and fulfillment in people's lives?
Yes, this is something I know we went into detail with last week on the event. So if this is anyone who's watching this and something you want to learn about, let me know and I can send you a free masterclass. You can learn about this in depth. But like I was explaining last week, goal setting is awesome because it gives you purpose. You wake up every day with direction. But what psychological research has actually found is there's this phenomenon or this experience referred to as flow, which is when you're immersed in the pursuit of something, whether it's a goal, whether it's you're working on something professionally in your job or in your business or your career, or maybe it's you're pushing yourself in your health or your fitness or your sporting activities. But you need, in order to experience flow, which is it has to be, you have to be pushing yourself. Like you have to be doing something or pursuing something where you're your capacity, your ability is being stretched. And so a lot of people, when you don't have goals, you don't have something that you're working towards, you're kind of waking up every day doing the same thing over again. You're not trying to be you're not excited for anything, you're not counting down to anything, you're not striving towards anything. That's when you start feeling stagnant, you feel like you're stuck, you feel like you're in a rut, you feel pretty bored, you feel like life's got no meaning, no purpose. So goal setting is awesome because obviously it's going to help you wake up every day and have something to work towards. But it's actually, if you psychologically, if you are stretching yourself and you're out of your comfort zone just a little bit, you experience this phenomenon which is called flow, which is where you don't notice how much time passes and the actual fulfillment that you're looking for. Because the reason that you set goals, right, is because you think you're going to feel a certain way when you get there. You think that when you achieve that thing, or you buy that house, or you create that income, or you have that business, or you get married or have that kid, you're going to feel a certain way. But the real magic is actually in the journey. It's not in the destination. So those feelings that you're looking for, you actually feel them in the journey when you're trying to apply yourself and stretch yourself. So yeah, goal setting is awesome for achievement and productivity and ticking things off, but it's actually, the magic's actually in the process of you experiencing flow as you're stretching yourself and your abilities.
This is so true. I've actually learned this recently. It's I used to put so much happiness in things, and like you say, when I get that job, when I get that whatever, when I buy this, I'll be happy. And it was never the case, because then you get it and you're like, oh, is that it? And then you look at the journey that you had to get to that, and you're like, oh, that was actually more fulfilling than actually getting there anyway.
And it also reminds us to stop the struggle, like stop trying to skip the struggle. A lot of us are in the thick of something like navigating conflict or heavy emotions or any of it, but you've got to realize that you need pressure and stress to grow.
Yes.
That's so necessary. And if you realize that, rather than thinking this isn't for me or it's easier for other people, and you realize it's just part of the pursuit of goals, that stress and that pressure is needed to help you up level, to help you learn the skills that you need to attain that next level of leadership or abundance or confidence.
Yes.
Attract or pick off whatever it is that you're pursuing, if that makes sense.
Yeah. We don't want the easy journey. No, there's no stories to tell when it's easy. There's nothing. I'm like, oh yeah, I got that. Nothing happened. Cool. When it goes a million times, it's like, I've got so much to tell you.
It's easy to say unless you're in the thick of it. Because I know when you're in the thick of it, you're like, oh my God, this is so hard. Like, life is not meant to be this hard. It's not meant to be this complicated. So can I just tap out for a day?
It's so true. Oh, I actually did your happiness test. Was it yesterday? Monday. And it's so funny because I was like doing it and it asked you, the questions, and I was like, oh, I'm sensing a pattern here. And I look back on the weeks when I did all of the things that I was putting down, and I was like, oh my God, that was an unbelievable week. Like, and like you say, I felt like I was in flow, like, and it felt like other things were coming to me then, and it, like, opportunities were arising, which was amazing. And then I look at the weeks when I'm, you're having a bit of an off week, maybe wasn't doing the things I needed to do, and I'm like, oh, that's why I was a bit moody. Nothing really happened for me that week. And it makes such a difference. It's amazing. So I love the happiness test. Guys listening, if you haven't done it, we'll pop it in the comments, because I think I even put in one of the answers, I'm noticing a pattern here. Oh, I'm writing these same things over and over again. I need to do this all the time.
I love that you took the time to do it, because it does. It takes a good 30 minutes, guys, if you're going to do it. So put some time aside to enjoy it and have some time for you. But I promise you, it's going to help you at the end of it elicit your highest values and things that you should be prioritizing for you to feel more happiness and fulfillment in your job, your career, your relationships. But the cool thing at the end, it also is going to prompt you for each of your values to set a little goal. So if you haven't set any goals for 2021, that's a really cool supported way to do it.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. Thank you, Lauren. Did you put that together yourself? Like, is that your own?
Yeah, so my husband helped me with the website developer, because I can't do all the back end stuff, but I designed it and then they put all the technology together.
Oh, well done. No, it's brilliant. So yeah, we'll pop it in the comments. So anyone needing it, it's there, and it's amazing. So thank you for that. Now, also with goals, do you believe that sharing your goals with others helps you to achieve them?
Yes, I do, for a few different reasons. Firstly, for accountability. If you're surrounding yourself with people who love and support you and generally have your best interests at heart, firstly, they're hopefully, if they're the right kind of people, they're going to cheer you on and remind you of your goals the days that you forget. So I set myself some goals. I'm working towards a business goal at the moment, and like I had my little my mean girl pop into my head yesterday, and I was like, maybe it was a stupid goal. Maybe I'll just give up on it. Like it's too hard. It's not exciting me. It feels like just too much work.
Yeah.
If I've got someone like my husband, because I've shared my goals with him and why it's important to me, he was like, no, snap out of that. And he was like reminding me of a better story and telling yourself a better story. So I think if I hadn't have told him my goal, he wouldn't have known how I was feeling, and I probably would have quit on myself before I'd even started. So telling the right people is a big thing. So they can hold you accountable, but not only that, they can support you. It's not so much accountability, but yeah, social accountability, public accountability. Because if you tell someone as well, us humans, we're funny people. We're funny things. We'll do more for others than we'll do for ourselves.
Yeah.
So we are willing to quit on ourselves. We're not willing to quit on other people, or we're willing to not show up for ourselves, but we're not willing to look like a dickhead and embarrass ourselves if we've told other people. So even just a little thing for me, a goal that I have set myself this year was to practice gratitude daily. And I've been really slack with it. I meditate every day. So I think stuff, but I want to write it down and journal it.
Yeah.
So only this week for public accountability on my social media, I said, hey guys, every day I'm going to share something I'm grateful for in my stories. And I want you guys to share what you're grateful for too. Yeah. Because I've shared that every day, I'm like, oh, I told my tribe or my community I was going to do it. So now I've got that, I guess, accountability.
Yeah. It's so true. And I think we can be stubborn, can't we? If we've like spoken about it, we're like, oh no, I've told everyone I can't fail. I've got to do it now.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it as well, because I never used to. I used to keep my goals to myself, because I used to think if I don't do it, then no one's going to know. But that was so wrong, because I would always fail then. I would never, not fail, but I would never follow through. Now I'm the same as you. As soon as I've got a goal, I tell everyone. I tell my neighbours, I tell people in the supermarket, I'm like, this is my goal. Shout at me if I don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. It's powerful.
So important. So important. Now, oh God, I can't remember this question. Where are we? Yeah. Oh, yes. So your values. So when you're thinking about your values, I think I can go wrong here, but how many would you recommend to focus on? Is there a limit, or can we have, or like values or goals? Like, is there a limit that you say, or?
So I know we went over this in the masterclass last week. So once again, guys, anyone wants a recording, I'm happy to send it through for free. But it's not. I guess it depends what you identify as a value and as a goal. So for me personally, what I do is I go through that values or the happiness test that you were speaking about to help me elicit what my 5 highest values are. And you might have a little bit more, but I think if you do that, you'll find most people have between probably 5 and 7 high values, 7 max usually. So once and the reason that I want to get clear on those first is because those values are important, that I honor and prioritize them for me to feel happy and aligned. And I can be working and making sacrifices, but if I'm not honoring all of those values, and it comes a detriment to one of them, it's not going to be worth the hustle for me. So, and for most people. So the reason I say this is once you get high on your values, you might have little goals under each value, but some of the goals aren't really big things. It might be simple things like to make sure I continue to move my body every day because I'm grateful I can, or continue to show up and send a newsletter every week for my business. Like, there might be things that you're already doing consistently, so not really big goals, but I just make sure I've got, even under the values where I'm not really pushing myself this year, there might be some areas of my life where I'm just continuing the effort that I'm already been doing. So it's not so much a goal. I still pop it there to make sure that I don't ignore that or neglect that, because that's important as well. And then there might be 3. I always try to say have 3 big ones, like three juicy ones in other areas that maybe that you are really striving towards. But if you try to do lots of different things, like for mine, I don't have it in here. I have mine on my mirror in my bathroom. But under each value, I have like maybe 3 or 4 goals, but they're not all big ones. They're like, some of them are just small things, but it just helps you get really clear and conscious of what habits you want to cultivate this year, or how you want to show up, or where are you pushing yourself to be better, to give you focus and give you direction.
I love that. I just had my own takeaway there, because I think I can, in my head, I'm like, a goal has to be big, it has to be huge, and then you put that pressure on to do all the big ones. But like you say, it could be, drinking your water for the day, or like getting your 7 hours sleep, or Oh my God, I've just had a breakthrough there. Thanks, Lauren. I love that.
Fun. Something fun I do too, if you guys want to do it. I've got like a big bucket list. I'm not sure how many of you guys do a bucket list of things I want to do or experience before I die. And every time I, like at a new year, I have a look at my bucket list and I try to put one thing on my bucket list on my year thing. So it could be something fun or something crazy. So you've just got this one thing that, like, it's not so much like an achievement thing, but it's like, I want to experience that, or I want to go and see that, or I want to do that.
I want to go swimming sharks or sweet.
Yeah. Skydiving, snorkeling, hot air ballooning, whatever it might be.
So good. So keep it fun as well. It doesn't have to be all like serious stuff. It can be like just go and have a crazy experience.
Yeah, live life, enjoy it.
Yes. And do you think you should review your goals like over a certain time, like every 6 months review, or is there a certain process you'd have there?
I don't know if it's a right and wrong. I think it's important to celebrate your small wins. It's called the progress principle. So the way that your psychology works is you actually get momentum and feel better when you are ticking things off slowly as you go. So for a lot of people, that might be like every week they're looking at it and they're ticking at it, or every quarter. So whatever works for you and keeps you inspired and focused, I think, and making sure that those goals still inspire you and they're still relevant. For me, how I do it is I set my goals up at the start of the year and I put them using the happiness testing that we did. I then put them on, like, I laminate them and put them on my bathroom mirror, so steam and everything is not going to affect it. But every day or a night when I'm cleaning my teeth, I'm looking at them, and so it's kind of the way that I connect with them and review them regularly, because I'm reminding myself every day of what's important, or I ask myself, what's one thing I'm going to do today? It's going to get me closer to one of these goals. So every day you're kind of waking up with purpose and intention, and you still feel like you're going to bed having ticked something off, or you haven't just done a day with no, like, oh, I didn't really do anything today. Like, it might be a little thing, but you had some kind of direction and intention with your day and where you wanted to go and what you wanted to get out of it.
Because there's so much satisfaction in just ticking something off.
Yeah.
It's so small. You're like, tick, and you're like, oh my God, look at me. Well, yeah. Oh, Lauren, that's amazing. Oh God, I love this. And what's next for you? What's your sort of next journey, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, no, it's funny. I've been go everything. I think ever since high school, really. It was like high school, scholarship, university, honours. I lived overseas throughout my honours year, started a business. The last 5 years been building business. So I think I'm actually at a point energetically where I'm just leaning into my femininity. This year for me was I wanted to just rest a little bit. I wanted to invest some time in my upcoming leaders within my team and really pour into them and help them have success. I've stopped personal life and mindset coaching this year because I did want to just create some space to give back to me. And hopefully even starting a family in the next year or so.
Okay, I'm excited.
So I think, just in a different chapter of life, I think I've been go, and it just doesn't energetically this year. I think I just need to slow down a little bit. So, and obviously amidst all that, publishing the book as well. So there's a lot going on.
We're not stopping.
Yeah.
A bit more rest.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I think that's a very important message as well, because I think last year especially, or maybe the year before, it was such a thing where hustle, and everyone was like, work hard, no sleep, and it was like go, and after a while you're like, oh God, I need to take a step back a minute and do some things for me, and as you say, find that femininity and just rest.
Yeah, exactly. And it sounds weird. I've spoken to a few authors who have said this too, but when I was writing this book, I don't know if this is going to make sense, but literally this is like 10 years of personal and professional experience, like in a book. So once you've kind of, everything that you've learned, everything you've got to say, you've popped it in a book, I'm like, I've got nothing left to say anymore. Like, it's all in the book. Like, I think I need some space to get re-inspired and learn some new lessons and just have some experience. Like, I don't have anything else to teach or coach. Like, everything I know is in that book. So I think I just need some time to I feel like I'm mute now. Before that I was so hungry and fired up. I'm like, I had so much to say. I'm like, I've said it all. It's
any question anyone asks you, you'll be like, it's in the book.
Read the book. Read the book.
Oh, that's good. So you can start your new journey, have some new experiences, and maybe bring out another book later.
Well, yeah, I've definitely started writing the next one. It's called The Surrender Project, which is all about leaning into your femininity. So I'm writing it as I'm going through it as well. So hopefully that could be something that you see shared with the world in the next year or two.
This is incredible. I also love this because I think it's so important to talk about the journey when you're on it, because sometimes you'll speak to people and they tell the journey after, and you're like, how did you get from A to B? You're like, tell me how you did that. So I love that you're going through it while you're writing. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it too. And talking about flow, that's what brings me flow. So when I did my happiness testing, that was something I realized.
Yeah.
And I never, it's funny, it wasn't until I started writing that book that I'd realized writing is a big part of where I experience flow. So hopefully when you guys do that test yourself, you're like, oh, maybe there's this part of me that I didn't realize I don't prioritize that actually brings me fulfillment. So just the writing experience itself is really nice.
Yeah, amazing. Oh my God, good luck with that. Good luck with all of it. The family, the book, the rest. We're supporting you 100%. Oh, Lauren. And if for anyone watching, if they're not following you now, where's the best place to follow you? Where can we find you?
Yeah, probably on Instagram. I'm pretty active on there every day. So it's life_above_0, which is the name of my book and my business. So you can connect with me on there. I always love hearing from you guys. Or you can head to my website, which is www.lifeabove0.com.au, and you can find the happiness test and the book and the podcast and everything on there as well.
Highly recommend all of this, everybody. Highly recommend following Lauren. You're brilliant. It's so good to follow, honestly. What you put out there is everything that you're doing yourself. So the message is so authentic and it's just beautiful to see.
No, thank you. That makes my heart really full.
Oh, Lauren, but no, we loved having you last week. Thank you so much for doing this today. I know you've got a lot going on, and no, thank you so much for doing this. And hopefully we'll see you again very soon.
Definitely will. Thanks, lovely.
Thanks, Lauren. Speak soon. Bye.